10. Celine Dion. Celine Dion wealthiest musician list. Net worth, $800 million. There's no wonder that Ms. Dion is on the top 10 list. She's the top wealthiest music artist in Canada of all time after selling over 200 million records. After her smash hit on the Titanic soundtrack, she took advantage, launched the popularity of auto-tune, for better or worse, and rode that wave straight to the top 10 list. She has released albums in French and English, won countless contests and awards, and has the record for the highest concert residency of all time, where in Las Vegas she can command $500,000 per show. Take that info and do this math. She performed her 1000th show in Las Vegas in 2016. Between 2011 and 2019, her Las Vegas residency has been seen by 1.74 million people, grossing almost $300 million. Trivia fact: Celine is the youngest of 14 siblings. She's also been honored Canadian and French titles for her civilian merits and contributions. She is to be addressed to Celine Dion, CCOCHLD. She has been diagnosed with a rare condition called stiff person syndrome in May 2023. 9. Herb Alpert. Herb Alpert top 10 list. Net worth, $850 million. Herb Alpert, and the Tijuana Brass Band, have released 5 #1 albums and 28 total albums on the Billboard charts. His other notable awards are 9 Grammys, 14 certified platinum albums, and 15 more gold albums. His total sales are over 72 million worldwide. Alpert is the A&M Records, which undoubtedly contributes to his unbelievable riches. He sold it in 1987 for a reported $500 million alongside his partner Jerry Moss. They later sued for a breach of contract, receiving an additional $200 million. His other ventures have included professional sculpting and a line of perfume, which he likens to music with its high notes and low notes. Trivia fact: Herb Alpert is the only musician to hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 as both a vocalist in 1968 and an instrumentalist, trumpet, in 1979. 8. Madonna. Madonna Rich. Net worth, $850 million. This lady has been in the game for a long time, pumping out pop hits since the 80s and forward, experiencing all of the ups and downs the industry has faced over the years. Alongside her musicianship, she's a Golden Globe-winning actress, author of several children's books, fashion designer, owner of Maverick Records, and owner of a series of health clubs. The real wealth comes from her tireless touring, having played more live shows than any other female musician ever, making her the highest-grossing solo touring artist of all time. She's possibly the hardest-working woman in show business. Trivia fact: the Guinness Book of World Records lists Madonna as the best-selling female recording artist of all time. The Recording Industry Association of America, RIAA, lists her as the second highest certified female artist in the United States, behind Barbra Streisand. 7. Sean Puffy Combs. Puff Daddy richest music artist list. Net worth, $1.0 billion. P. Diddy, aka Puff Daddy, Puffy, Diddy, Sean Combs, Sean John, etc. I'm sure there's more. This kind of marketing keeps you relevant, as silly as it is. We all could learn from this master, which has earned him the 7th spot on the list. He went beyond his own recordings to operating his own label, Bad Boy Entertainment. This label launched the careers of guys like the Notorious B.I.G. and Mace. Other successes include a Sean John clothing line, perfume line, and hit television show Making the Band on MTV. However, his net worth could be at risk following his recent incarceration. Trivia fact: like many of the richest people in the world, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Kanye West, etc., Puff Daddy is also a college dropout, leaving a business major program. Ironically, Forbes listed Diddy as a top 40 entrepreneur under the age of 40 in 2002. 6. Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen finishes his set during the Concert for Valor in Washington, D.C. November 11, 2014. DOD News photo by Ajursam. Net worth, $1.1 billion. The Boss himself. A perfect nickname for a man like Bruce Springsteen, icon of American rock and roll. You'd be hard-pressed to find anyone who isn't at least familiar with his name. Considered one of the greatest songwriters of all time, he has released 20 studio albums, and sold 135 million records globally. He's won a whopping 20 Grammy Awards, plus 2 Golden Globes, 1 Academy Award, and a special Tony Award. In 1999, he was inducted in both the Songwriters Hall of Fame, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And in 2016, he was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom from then-President Barack Obama. Aside from his music, he is also widely known for his philanthropy and outspokenness on social issues. His songs often have social and political commentaries. He is a staunch advocate for LGBTQ+ rights and women's rights, even canceling his own shows in protest. Trivia fact: Bruce wasn't always fond of the nickname the Boss. He has a dislike for bosses, very on brand, and it made him uncomfortable. It was given to him before he became a star, overseeing the collection of his band's fee from the owners of the clubs they played at, and distributing it. 5. Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney rich list. Net worth, $1.2 billion. There's no way you wouldn't find a member of the Beatles on this list, especially Paul McCartney. He and John Lennon basically shared writing credits for their entire run, guaranteeing both of them continued riches forever. Daggone Paul's killer solo career, the band Wings, and collaborations with Michael Jackson and most recently Kanye West, and you've got a guy who's been a relevant pop icon since the early 60s. The multi-instrumentalist has written or co-written 32 songs to reach #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Paul's song Yesterday is the most covered song of all time, having been remade by over 2,200 artists and bands. Talk about some royalties. He's also been knighted and honored every which way possible, musically or otherwise. It's reported that he holds over 25,000 copyrights. Check our detailed article to understand how Paul McCartney built his incredible net worth. Trivia fact: the Guinness Book of World Records recognizes Paul McCartney twice, as the most honored composer and performer in music as well as the most successful songwriter ever. 4. Andrew Lloyd Webber. Andrew Lloyd Webber, top richest living musician. Net worth, $1.25 billion. You are now looking at the king. You may not know his name, but you know his music. Broadway is almost synonymous with Webber, with him having penned the music of 20 of their greatest hits: The Phantom of the Opera, Jesus Christ Superstar, Cats, Evita, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, School of Rock, and on and on. The dude's cleaning up. These shows are still happening nightly all across the world, some have been running for over a decade straight, providing him profit from everything related to his products, including soundtracks, merchandise, film adaptations, and ticket sales. He even collects royalties from 2 songs he wrote for none other than Elvis Presley, the true king. Trivia fact: Andrew Lloyd Webber has been granted knighthood and a title of nobility for his contributions to music, in addition to his 6 Tonys, 3 Grammys, an Academy Award, and far too many more to list here. The proper way to address him today is the Right Honorable the Lord Lloyd Webber, KT. 3. Rihanna. Rihanna, wealthiest musicians. Net worth, $1.4 billion. She has been storming through our ranking over the past couple of years and even reached the top for a few months. A huge portion of her wealth, $1.4 billion, comes from her business ventures. She has launched in 2017 a beauty line called Fenty Beauty along with the French luxury group LVMH. She also owns a lingerie company called Savage X Fenty. She capitalizes heavily on her huge social media presence to promote her brands. But don't get fooled by her recent business successes. She has been a pop music powerhouse since her first success in 2005 and remains one of the most streamed artists despite not having released an album in years. Trivia fact: born and raised in Barbados, Rihanna is still celebrated in her country of origin. In 2008, the Prime Minister of Barbados declared 22nd of February Rihanna Day. While it is not an official bank holiday, locals celebrate it every year, listening to her music. 2. Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift net worth. Net worth, $1.6 billion. 3. Taylor got her start singing at local talent shows and fairs in her small hometown. Her mom and dad, passionate about their daughter's talent, moved the family to Nashville when she was just a teenager. This is where her demo was heard by Scott Borchetta, the man who would help launch her career. She has since released 10 studio albums, with numerous chart-topping singles and albums. Taylor took a swing at Hollywood with a role in the 2010 movie Valentine's Day and graced various TV screens with guest appearances. The recent success of Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour, the highest-grossing tour ever by a woman, allowed her to join the Billionaire Club. Trivia: Taylor's song Love Story was inspired by a Shakespearean tale, though, ever the optimist when it comes to love, she opted for a feel-good ending. Her swift rise to fame made her the youngest solo artist to write and record a #1 hit on the U.S. Hot Country Songs chart. When the opportunity came for induction into the Songwriters Hall of Fame, Taylor was actually out on tour but made sure to pass along an appreciative response during her concert. 1. Jay-Z. Net worth, $2.5 billion. He's not a businessman, he's a business man. This is what happens after you score 19 Grammys, sell over 100 million records, and launch a successful clothing company Rocawear and record label Rockefeller Records. The most recent jump in net worth is thanks to yet another unbelievable business success as he pocketed $750 million following the partial sale of his Douce Cognac to Bacardi. Crowned billionaire in 2019, Jay-Z almost tripled his net worth in 4 years. All it's going to take is a few more retirements and comebacks and he should continue climbing the billionaire list. Maybe one extra comeback cycle to make up for his goof with Tidal and Aspiro. Of all his shenanigans, Jay-Z admits to having shot his own brother at the age of 12 for stealing some of his jewelry. I don't know if that adds up to street credibility or the stupidity of being a kid. Trivia fact, Jay-Z was once the president of Def Jam Recordings. He's also a licensed sports agent, working with his company Roc Nation Sports.